Many died, many went to live in refugee camps in Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, and as a diaspora around the world. And many went to Gaza, where they've lived ever since. 700,000 in 1948, and in the last 6 months alone, 1.5 million Palestinians in Gaza have now been driven from their homes. And as the Israeli Defense Force threatens to drive them all out of Gaza into the Sinai to set up a new Gaza Strip there. This has been denounced by the International Court of Justice, by the UN Security Council, by the General Assembly, by the Geneva Convention. Every international legal body has found against Israel in its behavior, in its bombardment, and in its occupation. So our message on Nakba Day 2024 is ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now.
An end to the occupation of Gaza and the West Bank, and justice for the Palestinians in refugee camps all over the region, and indeed the diaspora all over the world. This is a very difficult day for all Palestinian people. They all have relatives, friends and loved ones who suffered in 1948 and have suffered ever since then. It is our message to them of solidarity today. And I want to say particular thank you to those all around the world, those students all around the world who've occupied their universities, demanded an end to the occupation, demanded an end to the investments and the arms trade. I also want to say thank you to those artists at the Great Escape Festival in Brighton who have refused to perform because it's sponsored by Barclays. So don't give up on those artists, support them as they're supporting us. And the last thing I want to say is this. I had a very long conversation yesterday with a good friend, Dr. Ofer Kasif, who is a member of the Knesset, the Israeli parliament. He's been threatened with removal from the parliament. He's been threatened with all kinds of things because he went on a Nakba Day march in solidarity with the Palestinian people. And he asked me to give this message and says this: millions in Israel, Palestine and Jews alike oppose Netanyahu's government, and those crimes do not give up on us. Well, look around you today. We're a movement of people. We're a movement of people of all faiths, of quite a wide variety of political views, but we will not give up on the demand for justice for the Palestinian people. We'll not give up demanding the British government stop supplying arms. And that political movement will not go away either. We're a global movement for peace, for justice, for a sustainable world where we don't waste the world's resources on arms. We instead invest the world's resources on people and our environment. Stand together, solidarity. Thank you.
Free, free! Free, free! In our thousands, in our millions!
We are all Palestinians!
In our thousands, in our millions!
We are all Palestinians!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Now, our next speaker is a Palestinian photojournalist. His pictures have brought the reality of the ongoing genocide in Gaza to the world. He once spoke about how he did not intend to become a war journalist and wished that people knew me for my art because he wanted to capture the beauty of his people. As he speaks, we will show images that he has taken over the last 7 months and images of the beauty of Gaza and its people that were shot before October. It is the greatest privilege to have this person with us here today. So please give him your warmest welcome.
Фотографии, которые были сделаны им в Газе.
в течение его пребывания там. Посмотрите, как приветствуют. Приветствуют протестующие Мотаза.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You made me feel that there is hope. In the days I would believe that no one could do anything. I didn't believe in anyone. But after more than 226 days today, the moment I saw you, I literally felt there is hope. The hope is in the people, not in the government.
Мотаз говорит, что вся надежда на людей, не на правительство.
I never prepared a speech. You all know me since the beginning of genocide. I used to be a photographer. I made sure just capturing the beauty of Gaza. But for sorry,
Моя работа была всего лишь
every
фотографировать
time
красоту
Israeli
Газы.
occupation destroying even the beauty of Gaza, and for sorry I had to document it for the world to see. I didn't believe that I would stay alive to stand today here in London
не мог
in
поверить,
front
что
of the
я
people
останусь
who
в живых
saw me there under the bombing.
и смогу передать месседж
I'm so sorry.
людям во всем мире. И уж тем более он не надеялся, что когда-либо будет стоять вот так вот на сцене.
You make us, as the people of Gaza, start to feel hope again.
Многотысячные толпы.
Incubation is using all the weapons
Вот на стенде
against us.
появляются его фотографии,
The
которые он
bombs,
делал.
the killing,
понимаю,
starvation, apartheid in the West Bank, and now he's using it
Войны.
in Gaza Strip. He's playing Gaza from the health. He's killing the people, forcing them to leave their lands, killing the innocent babies, as you saw through my footage, killing everyone who just want to live in his home. Thank you so much. I don't have many words. I did my best to show you, and I believe you will do more. We all together will do more to stop the
Говорит, я сделал
genocide.
все от себя зависящее, чтобы показать, что происходит, что происходило и происходит в Газе, и происходило, когда он был там, и имел
And believe
возможность
me, Gaza now sees you.
фотографировать и
Everyone in Gaza now sees
для
us.
нас.
They are very proud of you.
Благодарю всех, кто собрался, кто
Thank you so much, and free Palestine. Always a free Palestine.
Once again, give it up for Montaz!
фотографии сделали Мотазом.
In our thousands, in our millions! In our thousands, in our millions!
Palestinians.
In our thousands, in our millions!
We are all Palestinians.
And in our millions, in our billions!
We are real Palestinians.
In our millions, in our billions!
We are all Palestinians.
In our millions, in our
We
billions!
are all Palestinians.
Our next speaker is the MP for Hayes and Harlington. So please give a very warm welcome to John McDonald.
Сейчас будет выступать
Let me just make an announcement.
депутат парламента, член
On
парламента.
Monday, Julian Assange will be in court for the most crucial
Когда
hearing
закончится выступление, люди
in his
уходят.
life. If he loses this, he'll be extradited to the US and faces a 175-year sentence. Come and join us on Monday morning at 8:30 at the High Court in the Strand to support Julian Assange for the work that he's done. I don't want to shout at you, I want to make an appeal. You know as well as me that there are thousands of children that have been killed by the Israeli Defense Force. But there are tens of thousands that have been injured and maimed. There are now only, at best, 2 hospitals operating in Gaza. Many of these children require sophisticated, complex surgery and treatment. And for months, For months we've been campaigning with the Palestinian people to secure a process of evacuation for those children so that they can come here to receive the essential treatment they need, and of course then be returned to their homeland when peace comes. But we discovered last week, despite all the efforts of Great Ormond Street Hospital and others, the government minister has said not one single child from Gaza has been allowed to come here for treatment. When the Ukraine war started, a scheme was put in place that evacuated hundreds of children that came here quite rightfully for treatment and secured the treatment they needed. If it was good enough for Ukrainian children, and I supported that, it must be good enough for Palestinian children as well. We are now, as a result of the campaign, we have secured a meeting with the minister of this government responsible. So I'm asking you now, when you go home, contact your local MP and say, we want you as our local MP to be raising the plight of the Gazan children, the Palestinian children, and to allow a scheme to be developed which will enable those children who've suffered so much to be brought to this country, to be treated, to be supported, and then, yes, allowed to return home to a homeland that we want to secure in peace. But let me say this as well, that's an appeal, but let me say this too. Every one of those children that were killed by the ADF was a war crime. Yes. I want to live long enough to see Netanyahu and his cabinet in the dock at the war crimes court. Solidarity.
Это в Лондоне. 14-й
Next up, we have a very special guest. He's a British singer-songwriter known for timeless hits like Wild Word, Father and Son, and Peace Train. He has made the call for peace and justice a central part of his musical and philanthropic journey. Please give a very warm welcome to Yusuf Cat Stevens.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. First, it's incredibly beautiful to be here with you. I've been seeing you on television so many weeks now. It's great to be with the crowd that is with the truth. It's beautiful to see all these conscious faces and hearts that have leaned towards the obvious direction of truth and justice, and standing here today facing up to the political obstinacy and blind deafness of the government in not stopping and continuing to support the aggression and the war and the killing and the bombing of innocent children, mothers, families in Palestine. So I'm just here to continue to send a reverberation of the message which we started kind of like the 60s and 70s, but you're not quite dressed the same, but kind of similar. And it's just great to see that rising up again. I was kind of missing it, and keeping the voice loud and clear for the issues that bring us together as human beings, because every human being should have a conscience, and if you bury that conscience, the human being has gone, and therefore you are the voice of the conscience. Please keep it awake and give your support and continue support and inshallah, we say, God willing, the peace train will be running down that track one day. Peace, free Palestine!
Free
Palestine.
Free
Palestine.
Free
Palestine.
Free
Palestine.
Free
Palestine.
Our next speaker is the president of Unison, the union, representing over 1.4 million workers in Britain. So please give a warm welcome to Libby Nolan.
Thank you, and solidarity to every single one of you. Always, Unison has always had a long, proud history of solidarity with the Palestinian people and campaigning for justice and the rights and the end to the occupation. So it's a really great honour to be standing here today to commemorate the devastating effects of the Nakba, the continuation of the Nakba, and the demand for an end to it, to all the atrocities in the last 7 months. We stand together with the international trade union movement in our demand for an immediate and permanent ceasefire now. We're standing outside Downing Street, so I'll say it again. Ceasefire now!
Ceasefire now. Так вот. Хотела попробовать взять интервью. Ну, как видите, здесь сюда не пропускают. Не пропускают к спикерам. Ну и ладно. Думаю, на сегодня протеста хватит с меня. Спасибо, что смотрели все мои лайв-видео. Ну, тогда, наверное, уже до следующего протеста.